Ecological garden making. More and more gardeners are making the commitment to plant native species in an effort to support locally native biodiversity. Something that a lot of people don't know, though, is that there can be a high ecological cost to conventional approaches to creating new garden beds. Since fossil fuels have made it cheap to move material around, replacing soil rather than nurturing it has become so common that most new gardeners don't know that it's possible to cultivate soil health right in the garden rather than extracting it from another ecosystem. But cultivating soil health in place is not only possible, it requires far less energy and sets your new ecosystem up for long-term success. Ecological garden making is based on providing the right conditions and some time for the plants and the soil biology to do most of the work for you. Late summer or early fall is the time to start a new garden. Starting with a trench around the perimeter will separate the new garden from the established plant community so the new one doesn't get overwhelmed by the existing plants. Everything from the trench, plants, roots, and soil goes right into the new garden. Then comes the disruption of the current plant growth by shallow tilling, solarizing, or shading out the existing plants with a layer of cardboard or a few layers of newspaper or paper leaf bags. That gets topped with locally sourced organic matter, such as kitchen or garden compost or leaves, and topped with a generous layer of arborist wood chips. If available, fresh chips are perfect since they have enough moisture to begin composting right away, and they support fungi that excel at restoring soil organic matter and stabilizing moisture fluctuations. Seeds for the perennial species you plan to introduce to the new garden, based on observations of the soil, light, and moisture availability, often require a period of cold weather before germinating, so the sourcing and sowing is most often done in the fall or early winter. Next spring, the new garden is planted with annual species, flowers, vegetables, or both. A nice thick covering of plants will help accelerate the composting of the wood chips, shade out regrowth from the plants that were there before the new garden was started, and capture nutrients released because of the ecosystem disruption. All that fast annual growth and decomposition will break up compacted soils and rev up soil biological activity in depleted areas. While the soil health is building in the new garden, the perennial seedlings spend their first season in a nursery bed where they can be watered and tended as needed until fall. Enjoy the blooms and the harvest from the annual plants over the course of the summer. After a hard frost, the annual plants are cut down and composted, and any bits of the pre-existing non-native species that remain are dug out. Now the bed is ready and the perennials can be transplanted from the nursery bed into your new ecologically friendly garden.